I think it's time to start the show. Batman, you are a little too loud, El Senor of the Dark Knight. You son of a bitch. Let's go. Woo!
Welcome to Regal Entertainment. Refreshments are available in the lobby. And please, keep our theater clean by disposing of trash in specified containers. And remember, gift certificates are available for any special occasion. Enjoy the show.
I need to get some effects on this. I've been trying to get effects on this. There's no music. There's no talking. I gotta get the thing going. You know how it goes. It's the CMI Miami. My Motoroto. Motoroto. We're having a good time. Someone said the intro sounded like Indiana Jones. It's not Indiana Jones. Last week was Indiana Jones. This week was Batman Jones. It was a guy who dressed around in a bat costume every week, except he was a soul brother, Batman Jones. He'll funkalize you, Captain, just like this show, baby. Let's go, baby, 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 baby. The biggest party in the Synthwave galaxy, and everyone's invited, whether you are a Synthwave fan or not. We've got DJ Acquire88 in the chat room. How you doing, brother? What is that flavor? That's a good flavor. I'm Mike Mendoza, also jamming as the Modern Knight, bringing it to ya with the booyah. Baba easy baba. I probably shouldn't try to say those words. I do this every week. I bring you brand new music. I mix it around with 80s and 90s jams. I got a whole show chocked full of slam jam. It's time to jam. Oh, I should put the Space Jam on. No, we're not going to do that. I've already got a whole bunch of shit to play. Listen, I got my Chewbacca koozie. Where'd I get this thing? I got it at Big Lots. It's a Chewbacca koozie that's fuzzy, and it's got a Chewbacca bandolier. I also have a Yoda one, but that's secret for me. Ooh. I've got my sparkling water. I've got my props here. The grown man with the grown toys. These are all shit I've collected from a long time ago for all the viewers out there. I think we should start playing some music before I get into the weeds. Maybe we're already there. I don't wanna. Listen, we got new music by our boy Video Void. He's the boy with the master ploy. I just made that up. That's cool. I like it. Do you like it? This is Retro Party. The track is She Really Liked Me, but She Was Just Dead Inside. Way to bring the mood down, Video Void. Hashtag funk, hashtag zombies, hashtag undead, I don't know, hashtag I'm scared now. Video Void, Artro, Partro to the Dartro. Woo! Meow! That was Video Void. She really liked me, but she was just dead inside, which keeps making me laugh. That laughs. It's just laughs. Keeping on with the Discotron. 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 Wait, hold on. Keeping on with the Discotron. Keeping on with the Discotron. Who's keeping on with that Discotron? Do the Discotron with me. Everyone's gonna have a party. Who's up here with me? We'll see. I'm trying to fucking... That's my one F-bomb, I guess. I'm trying to keep these shows PG-13 so I can market these things towards little kids. Man, Video Void. You really took me back. What am I doing? I'm trying to play some disco music. I'm trying to, like, type in the name of the artist and the title in my thing, but my keyboard's messing up, and you can hear it on the show. It's going... Let me see. What if I just do like this, and you can maybe see what I'm doing here? Space. See what's going on? This whole thing is acting funky, if you know what I mean. I'm talking about saying funky to me.
Funky.
Whoa, okay, that might be my new favorite one. Apparently, it's in Hindi. Well, you can see that now. Look, you can see F. Let me type in video. But anytime you try to type a space, and the control doesn't work either. What the hell is happening here? Okay, listen. Video. I got video coming at you. It's live, and what you gonna do? And 1 and 1 is 1992. Let's keep going along with the show. Come on, y'all. Mustache Machine put out a thing, hashtag disco on his SoundCloud. Ipsos Humanized Data. It is some kind of jingle. I don't know. It's fun. It makes me laugh. It makes me dance. It's hilarious music. It's Retro Party. Dance along to this really short one, even though it says long version. What the hell is going on? It's Retro Party. That was a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. Well, we're having fun. Oh, I'm having my caps lock is on. Listen, Caspro put out a thing on his Bandcamp, or he put out a message about it. I don't know. I like Caspro. I follow him. He wanted to highlight his track, Dark Digital, or the album Dark Digital. He put out a thing called Spooky Scary Skeletons and Goosebumps, and Dark Original. It's Dark Original. I like this guy. Dark Digital, Caspro. Dark Digital, Dark Digital, Dark Caspro, Dark Digital. Wow. From the bottom to the top, I hope you like that slop. Caspro, you're the sloppiest boy around. Ow! Oh, no. Speaking of sloppy toppy, oh, no. Where's the show going? We've got Joe Ozone, professional artist. I want to say Jizzy Man X, but we should come up with a new name for Jizzy Man X. It's 21. It's 21. The year is 21. The Christ is just becoming a man. The year was 21. There was a lot of rain in Neon City, Los Angeles. Synthwave was born before most other cultures were born. March. This is AM 1984. California Night City. I almost called it Carolina Night City. That can't be right. City. I'm talking all over. It's a retro party, and let's get the song started. AM 1984 with the classic California Night City. Classic from 6 hours ago. That's how brand spanking new this is. if you like this show, what you should know is that one of the things about it is that I like to play the newest effing music that I can find. Sometimes I'm just like scrambling and finding tracks before the show, but that's only because I'm not confident in the tracks that I've picked before I did that. Listen, life is one great edit. Life is one big thing. Are you all? Is anyone an editor out there? Life is one big edit, son. I wanted to play some music for you from the 80s because just like slowing down the energy like I just did, I also like vamping, put on the song, making me feel good. I don't have to do it. I don't have to do that stuff. But I'm gonna do it, cause I'm hanging tough. And the hat that I'm wearing is old, cause I bought at a vintage meetup. And I got it from the guy, and he said it's half off, because it's almost 5, and we gotta go, so you can have it half off. This song is Don't Slow Down by Mr. Mister. It's such a good song, and I want to make sure that this show is educational and commentary-ish. It's got really great mixture of rock and roll and synthesizers. It feels like it belongs on the Tron soundtrack. I think we should all do well as music producers and see how well we can import these tunes into our own vibes, man. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Just like Toadstool and Super Mario Brothers Super Show. Let's get on with the show, dudes!
Through your eyes, I see the dream that I've been searching for.
How you like retro parties, dudes?
I'll search no more. The age of innocence is never truly spent when there is love. Still that touch. So don't slow down. Now wheels are turning. The fire's burning in
and I'm gonna tell you to shut your mouth. It's Retro Party. I'm Mike Mendoza. You're on the show where the fire's in my butt, and I tell you to shut your mouth. I also have some new music that's also synthy, and it's also kind of electro poppy and indie poppy and brand new. It's 21st century retro. It sounds old and it sounds great. And did my voice just crack like auto-tune? It was like retro. It's 21st century retro. I sound like I'm in the Matrix. Remember that scene when he goes into the Matrix? That's what I sound like. Where's my freaking song? I gotta find my guy. Now, my guy, who I'm talking about so muchly, is YATTE, and he's got a new track for YATTE, not Mite. Well, it's for Mite. He made it for me. He loves me. I love YATTE. He loves me back. He loves me. He loves me back. He loves me. He loves me back. I sound like I've got a radio voice. Those guys, they sound like they have to blow their nose, or they're like, you know, they don't have any. They're talking like, welcome back to the radio. I'm going to tell you how many times Casey Kasem did a show back in the 1980s. I sound like I'm doing a Harry Carey. If the moon were made of spare ribs, would you eat it? I know I would. We gotta wash it down with a tasty Budweiser. Harry Carey, this next song is not by Chicago mainstay YATTE. It's by Austin mainstay YATTE. It's called Touch, and here on Retro Party. Now I'm getting into Bill Cosby. No Cosby territory. Listen, it's new fun times. New fun times for you. Let's get into it. YATTE, touch me, touch you, touch us, touch who, touch wow, touch boo 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 boo. What's that mean? I mean, what's that say? My behind the mind's eye has started to finish, so let us restart it. Restart the mind's eye. Ooh, prepare the royal feast. What is happening? There ain't no feast. There ain't no feast around here. I can't see with these goddamn sunglasses on. Man, I've got like fucking 15 lights on in my room, and I can't see anything. What the ironic? Isn't it what the ironic? Don't you think? Listen, I need to bring it down because the energy is too much. I've got a psychic bond with you guys out there. I'm glad you're feeling the show. I'm feeling you out. I'm making sure that you are prepared as proper humans to be body snatched or something like that. Oh no! My evil alien plan, I just ruined it and revealed it. And my accent is wavering. This is bad. Luxury elite. Luxury elite. It's gonna make you move your feet. And then you're gonna meet me. You're gonna meet me at Comic-Con. At Retro Promenade. Retro Promenade Con is gonna be a thing. All 7 of us. We're gonna do a little sing. And we'll do a little swing. A little New Jack ring. And we'll sing like Bing. A Bing a Crosby, yo. Listen in stereo. I better shut up. It's party retro, row. I better get in touch with Ozone. Ozone, he owes me some zones. Hey, Zone Boy, what the hell are you doing out there, you son of a bitch? The next track, coasting, we're roller coasting, we're doing toasting, and I'm boasting that I'm the best, better than the rest. You suck my desk. The artist Gemini Drive. I like to suck his desk every now and then, or maybe it's her. Maybe I'll suck her desk. This is Retro Party, I guess. No. la la la. Ooh. Hey Joe, how you doing tonight? We're gonna say hi. Gonna say hi to you. Gonna say hi to Jojo. How do you do? Oh oh. That was The Thing with the guy and the other guy. I remember that thing at the other place. Hold on. SoundCloud. SoundCloud. Don't play random music, SoundCloud. That's not nice of you. Maybe it is nice of you. I kind of like the way this song sounds. I'm going to like it. Whoever this is, Youth83, I just liked your track. Deal with it, sucker. All right, let's unmute Joe. And we'll say hello to the bro. Hello, Joe.
Can you hear me?
We hear you loud and proud. How you doing, man?
Oh, good. I'm doing great. You know what? I've been listening to the show and watching it for a little bit, and I don't care what Andy says. You should keep doing this streaming thing. Don't listen.
I don't listen to Andy at all.
No, nobody should.
I don't know. I don't know anyone who does.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
He's a myth. He's like Batman. You know, you don't know if he's actually around. People talk, but I've never seen any evidence of it.
Hey, we're talking to Joe Ozone from the Ozone Nightmare Broadcasting Network, where synthwave artists go on the show and they tell Joe about their particular nightmares. That's what you do, right?
That's exactly what I do. I tell you, you sum it up better than I ever could.
What is your thing? You've been doing it for 14 years now, maybe 15 now.
That's like 16. I think this year is 16. Yeah,
Oh my
it's
God.
well, it's expanded. I mean, when you say network, that's sort of true. Not that I have a podcast network with other people, but the initial show was just me and Lando talking about pop culture stuff, comics, books, because we lived on different coasts and we were just kind of catching up throughout the week. And now there's the late night series where I'm bringing on people, really lots of people in creative fields mostly. So this year I'm going to have at least one or two more shows with a couple of independent filmmakers. I'm bringing on some people who do video game analysis and like historians. And then the daily shows are just the short thing where it's just my little opinion pieces, short stuff. So yeah.
Are you going to get Zack Snyder on?
You know, if I thought he'd talk to me, I certainly would. Why not? I would be very curious about the making of this. I mean, I know some of it from reading and what he said, but I would be curious about details. I assume that's all going to come out when the disc is released, because I'm sure this is going to get released as, you know, a mammoth edition.
Do you follow all the behind the scenes shit that happens? You know, like,
I
casting.
have enough of an idea. Yeah. I mean, I know roughly the timeline of what happened and why it happened.
Can you want to tell me about it? Because I don't really know. Why did Zack Snyder get off that project?
Well, there's a few things. What happened was...
sum it up for us, because I'm not even sure what the deal is.
Yeah, so originally...
We're talking about Justice League, by the way. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we're talking about the Zack Snyder's Justice League. So after Christopher Nolan had all his success with his Batman films, DC basically made him into the architect. And then I don't know if he selected Zack Snyder or if he was assigned Zack Snyder. I'm not sure on that particular process. But basically, Zack Snyder was then given Superman and made Man of Steel.
Wasn't Christopher Nolan involved in that? Like, wasn't Christopher Nolan sort of consulted with on the direction of the rest of the new stuff?
Supposedly, but he was against Zod getting killed. So you have to wonder how much control he had. He said he did not like that decision. Now, if he's the architect... he's obviously not running the ship. So I don't know if that's just that they wanted his name attached and they paid him money. I don't know how much I believe that he was running anything. Because if he didn't like that decision, you know, Feige runs Marvel, so he's going to tell somebody, yeah, you can't kill Captain America, right? Or at least you can't for a while. So you make your own decisions on that. You be the judge. So I
guess my mind jumped to Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back when Gus Van Sant is directing the new Jay and Bob Silent movie within the movie. And they're on scene and they're like, okay, so Gus, action. And Gus is counting the money on the side and he's like, God damn it, Ben. Yeah, I said go. That's what Christopher Nolan is on the sidelines of these new movies.
I really believe that that's probably closer to the truth than anybody will admit. So Snyder makes Man of Steel. Man of Steel does fairly well, monetarily anyway. It makes money. Then he makes Batman 5 Superman. And that is both critically and generally seen as pretty bad. Now, in the meantime, I think Wonder Woman had come out and done well, or it came out after that and did well. So that made WB or whoever, DC, whoever is really running things, because he had already been attached to Justice League. But when the success of Wonder Woman, which was seen as a more hopeful film, and the not so great performance of Batman 5 Superman happened, people started panicking about how grim and dark Zack Snyder's thing was. So at the same time, I believe it's his daughter committed suicide, and so he left the movie. And they used that, they being the studio, used it as an excuse to basically kick him off the movie and then bring in Joss Whedon. And they said, hey, work whatever magic you did with the Avengers movies and make this thing lighter and peppier and whatever. And so he then reshot most of Justice League and released a terrible, terrible, boring film, or in my opinion, a terrible, terrible, boring film that bombed. And at that point, it basically just ground everything to a halt. And so they're probably without coronavirus and COVID and all the streaming stuff happening, we probably never would have seen this. But because HBO Max launched and they wanted something to bring in all these fans who kept saying, let Snyder make his cut, let Snyder make his cut. They're like, okay, we're going to risk it. We're going to take a gamble on this. We're going to give Zack Snyder this back. And Zack Snyder said, I don't want to get paid. All I want to do is make the movie I intended to make. So you give me complete control, keep your money. I just want to make this thing the way I want to make it. And that's what got released. And HBO is hoping that that will bring enough people in to boost their subscriber numbers. And that's what this all is. That's the road to where we are.
Damn, son, you have made it succinct for all the fans. Did everyone get that out there? Joe, do you think you left out any details?
I probably did, but none that you care about.
So what about Joss Whedon's problematic history with all that? What's going on there? Do you think that factored into any of this stuff?
Well, I think they're probably not. Okay, looking at it as a studio head, an executive who doesn't care anything about money and publicity, I'm sure they see that as nothing but beneficial to play down the old version and say, well, because Zack Snyder, from what I've read, everybody likes him. He seems to be a very likable person. The actors like him. Nobody has a lot of bad stuff to say about him, unlike, say, Joss Whedon. So basically, this is leveraged perfectly for the studio to say, you know what, we listened to the fans. Yeah, sure you did. You just wanted some money. And we've gone with the person we should have stuck with in the beginning. Yeah, the guy you screwed over. And we've released this cut of this really nice guy, and please come subscribe and watch it. So this is all upside for the studios. It really is. Could not have worked out better for them. The problematic guy has the shit version and it's gone. And the guy everybody likes that we fucked over earlier, well, we're going to welcome him back. And now he's got his own movie. Yay, everybody wins, especially us. Money. That's what it is.
I don't think I won. I did not like... This is how I feel about the whole thing. I'm just joking around. No, like, I don't like the new direction of, like, the grim, brooding heroes stuff. It's like... I wanted to see more classic Superman stuff, and I feel like the grim direction was very 2007, and like we're in 2020 and we're still playing that grim, dark game. Marvel movies seem to, you know, pick up on the fact that maybe everyone wants to watch a better, brighter, more colorful, more fun movie to watch, and these movies are just so boringly dour. Everyone is so like, and then like my boy Superman, for the new movie, they put him in a black costume. Like, what the hell? I thought like we would see like, at least that's what I wanted to see. But he was like, no, first of all, I'm not even going to be in this fucking movie for 3 hours. And then when I come back, I'm going to be in the most boring costume collection ever. I didn't like it because it was too dark. And like even the new 4-hour edit does have more of a cohesive plot to it, and all the logic works better for the new additions. But I still did not enjoy any of it. I enjoyed when Martian Manhunter showed up at the end, spoiler alert, because it hinted at a more colorful, spacey, larger world kind of thing. I'm so tired of the superheroes as gods. I want to see Superman save a cat in a tree, dude.
So I will lay out where I was coming into this movie, so everybody has an idea, because I think it's important to point this out for my particular take on this. Man of Steel was garbage. Batman 5 Superman, I made it into 5 minutes in or so when Batman suddenly started levitating, and I turned it off. I said, nope, thanks, out. Let's see. Wonder Woman I liked. Wonder Woman was good. Enjoyed it, still enjoy it.
Yeah.
And Aquaman, I made it maybe 20 minutes in and said, I'm bored. It's CG. I don't care. And I'm out.
Yeah.
So didn't care. So basically,
that's how I feel about the Justice League movie. It's just CG nonsense, boring. I don't care.
Okay. So that's the framework that we come into with this movie. Because I know Snyder didn't direct all of them, but those are the characters we know. So we come into this. I watched the Whedon theatrical cut, and I stopped 30 minutes short from the end because I was bored to tears. And I said, I don't care about the ending. They can all die for all I care at this point. And I just turned it off because I'm like, I'm wasting my life. I don't care. So I went into this, and I didn't expect to make it to the end. I thought, okay, I'm going to make it a while into this, and I'm going to have the same feeling of boredom, and I'm going to tune out. But I also didn't rewatch the original one, the theatrical cut, and I haven't rewatched any of the other except for Wonder Woman in a long time. So I kind of went in somewhat clean and said, okay, let's see if this even works for me. And honestly, I'm not going to tell you that I liked it and will ever watch it again, but it certainly is, outside of Wonder Woman, my favorite of these movies. It's worked the best. Now, you can put that weight where you want it as far as on the scales. That's not necessarily great praise, but it sort of is, because I expected to be bored and not finish it. And I made it to, well, technically I didn't finish it because but I'll explain why. There's an epilogue to this for people. So I'll explain this. There's an epilogue scene. And as soon as I saw Jared Leto, I said, nope, movie's over. I'm done. And I would recommend to everybody, I've said this in my 5, I'm going to say this in my longer review, I'm going to say it to anybody who listens. When Superman opens his shirt, stop. The movie's over. You've gotten the ending. It's a complete narrative, and you're finished. You don't need any of the shit, and it is shit, that comes after that. That's all just garbage. It's set up for some movies that will probably never happen. It's dumb. It's dull. It's boring. It's all the worst of what was there before. So just stop there. Superman with the black suit, that's from the comics, so that doesn't bother me. I mean, I like Christopher Reeve, obviously. That's Superman to me. So I'm right there with you 100%. No doubt about it. But I knew what I was getting in here. Like, I knew they weren't going to change him. I knew they weren't reshooting the whole movie. This was all the footage from before. So I kind of calibrated myself to go, okay, this is never going to be my version of Superman. It just isn't. But I will say that the one scene that is amazing is still here, which is when Superman comes back and he's disoriented and doesn't know what's going on. There's a fight scene that happens with him, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and the Flash. And at one point, 3 of the 4.
Never mind.
Yeah. So Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Cyborg are all trying to restrain him, and the Flash takes off. And so everything slows down or stops. It's almost stopped. And as he's moving behind Superman, because you see this freeze of all the people, Superman's head turns and starts looking at him, and the Flash starts to panic. And that is legitimately one of the best scenes I've ever seen with Superman, because it really demonstrates how powerful he is. And that scene fucking rules. And I don't care about all the rest of Superman. That's a great scene. And they kept it in. That is, I showed it to my wife and she agreed, because she has no interest in this shit. And she's like, yeah, that's pretty great. I'm like, yeah, that's worth watching it for. It's just that fucking moment when the Flash realizes he's in deep shit because Superman can move. And it's great. And so
there's also that moment where Wonder Woman, hold on. There I am. Wonder Woman, she headbutts Superman because she like lassos him, right?
Oh yeah.
She's like, dunk. And he goes like, did you just try that on me? And then he like hovers up higher, and then he uses like his flying momentum to friggin' headbutt her into the ground. And right before the headbutt, even she has that moment of like, oh, panic, oh fuck.
Yeah,
It is an interesting scene. I like that even Cyborg has it was a really cool nerfing of Cyborg's super control. Like, it was a comic booky oh no, my auto defense is it's attacking him, and yada yada. Like, that was a really cool way to start the fight.
Yeah, no, it made sense. And that's the thing about this movie that is far better than the other version, is things make sense. I understand the characters. The jokiness, that forced humor is all gone for the most part, which I agree makes it very grim. And I'm with you. That's not what I want out of this, but that's what it is. And it works better when the jokes aren't forced. And in the other version, there were all these stupid, Like the Flash falls on Wonder Woman and it's supposed to be like, oh, he's touching her boobs, haha. It's just dumb shit like that. It's all gone, because I hated the Flash in the other one because they made him all weird and nervous, and it was supposed to be funny, and it never was. Aquaman was kind of a jerk. He's much better in this one. Like when Cyborg's father, spoiler alert, sorry, gets killed, he's like, man, we just got his father killed. Like Aquaman knows what the fuck is happening, and he's not just like nonchalant about it the way he was in the other one, where he's like, I don't give a shit, fuck you people, I like the water. Which I know is supposed to be his thing, but he's supposed to start to soften a little bit, and he does, so I'm like, okay. Well, that's his thing.
As you were saying, that's his thing. Aquaman.
He likes the water. He likes it.
As you were saying, Miles. Did you say Miles Dyson? All I can think of is Miles Dyson for Joe Morton.
Joe Morton is the actor, but yeah, it's Miles Dyson.
And
yeah, same guy.
I was thinking to myself right now that what if the Justice League whole thing could be like DLC'd, and so anyone can have. We're releasing brand new characters to be in the movie, so like Terminator and Alien and Jason, and just like every year a brand new version of Justice League comes out with new scenes and new bad guys. That'd be a cool way to do movies. Maybe movies could be planned that way. Maybe like an experimental kind of action movie where it's meant to be like a DLC, and like every year there's new stuff added to it. So there's like, did you see the 8th director's cut? Oh wow, that was crazy, man. Fucking Jaws showed up.
There is, I get what you're saying, but on the actual interesting side of that though, this does allow that movies that have never had the cuts that were intended or whatever released, they may actually start to have that, and that's interesting to me. I don't know that it's always going to be a good thing. There is a benefit to restraint and not just being able to do whatever you want, as the epilogue to this movie clearly demonstrates. There's a point where somebody should say no, but at the same time, I think about the comparison I make with this movie, and it's going to sound weird to some people, but bear with me, is Twin Peaks season 3. David Lynch basically got to make the weirdest fucking season of television that you could make, that's completely his own thing, that would never happen on television. You would never have seen that on television, but Showtime said, okay, here you go, make your thing. And he made it, and it's fucking weird and wacky and wonderful, and it's purely David Lynch's thing. So there is an upside to movie DLC. Fan edits have been doing this for a long time, where people have taken movies and they've edited them into a better form. Now the actual directors may have that chance where they can say, you know what? The studio fucked me over here, but these guys want to give me $50 million to make this movie, recut it, and make it into what I wanted. Here's the perfect version of this. And that may be far better. There's probably going to be a lot of garbage too.
I was going to say, you might get into George Lucas territory and like re-release the old stuff with newer... It's more dense. That's what I felt about this version, actually. I thought about the special editions of Star Wars because... like the big main fight scene at the end of the original version of Justice League took place in like a silo or like a warehouse. I don't know. It's like industrial zone. And in this one, it's like they're in the 10th ring of hell. The backgrounds and everything are all changed and everything is crazy. And I was like, man, like there's so much new, just cartoony stuff drawn on top of the old movie. It felt George Lucasy, and it felt like special edition-y. Like he's like, and look at all the lasers. Look how now we've got like 1,400 more Jedi in this scene, so it's more dense. Like the whole movie kind of felt that way, including Steppenwolf's scales, his moving scales, which looked colorful and looked prettier than the original movie. But I also felt like they were so in your face that it was like,
yeah.
Steppenwolf
was 50-50.
It was like
his
digital
body looked
Jabba.
like shit. Well, it was, except the facial animation was way better. I mean, the facial animation was top notch. Some of those scenes, I was like, well, that's fucking photorealistic. It's really good. So all the quality went into his face, but the problem is his face is only a small part of this giant, he looks like the Destroyer from Thor 1. He looks like a spikier version of the Destroyer. And, that's always going to be just kind of obviously CG. So yeah, I don't disagree, but the George Lucas comparison is an interesting one, because as much as I don't like what George Lucas did to the original movies, I have always defended his right to do whatever he wants to his movies. He created it. He can do what he wants. And the thing that makes George Lucas's alterations, I think, so irritating to people is that you can't just buy the originals. Like, fine, people like the new ones, great. But there should be an avenue for us to go and watch the ones we grew up with. And that's the problem there. Whereas with this one, if you really like Joss Whedon's version, you can still go watch that. I don't know why you would, but you can.
That's true. It's like George Lucas deleted the original, so he was like, there's only one version left over.
Yeah. And that's going to change when he dies. I'm positive. But once he dies, no, I mean it. I'm sure he's got some agreement somewhere that says you cannot release the originals as long as I'm alive. I'm sure of it. Because once he's dead, what does he give a shit?
Well, do you think he's rich enough to pull like a Frozen Head situation? Or a living head?
And it'll be a memorial edition, a way to go back and celebrate George Lucas's original vision. Pay us $50 per movie. That's what it'll be. It's guaranteed.
Pay us $50. So. It's him as like a creepy ghoul. Pay me $50.
Well, the power of myth demands $75 per film. Yeah, it's going to be something like that.
$75 per film.
But you are right that there is the other side of this, which is that we might just start getting, like we get with video games now, incomplete films because they want to finish it later. Or movies that get butchered on release because somebody goes in and decides and now that they're scanning actors' heads, if somebody comes out and they're a pervert, a Jeffrey Jones type, we might have Beetlejuice with some other complete actor digitally inserted over Jeffrey Jones. It'll now be, I don't know, Dom DeLuise or something like that.
I didn't even think about the idea of releasing unfinished films that could be DLC, that could be patched later. I was just talking about like games that are meant to have additional content included translating towards film. But imagine the whole movie industry was like, well, we don't have all the shots here, insert effects shot here, and then like you can watch Godzilla poorly rendered, and then next year you can watch it like super HD 16K render Godzilla just because like they finally finished the shot. That'd be crazy. Yeah,
and that can go both ways too, right? Because there are movies with terrible CG. Like think if they went back and did a cleanup of, say, Last Starfighter, and they made the graphics cutting edge, kind of what they did with Star Trek: The Next Generation, where they went back and remastered it all. Now it looks gorgeous. I mean, it looks fantastic. There's that potential, and then the other side is that they could go in and they could ruin something. So it's largely the same as the tools now, just applied in a different medium. Because CG right now, if it's used well, it's Jurassic Park. If it's used poorly, it's Phantom Menace. It does have that. Everything has potential. It's a tool. So it's hard to say what it would be, but there is an upside to it that really could be interesting to see, where we might, as you said, see movies that are kind of what Lord of the Rings did, right? Lord of the Rings came out in the theatrical version, which apparently Peter Jackson still says is the definitive one. He does not prefer the extended ones. But then when it got released, there's your DLC, because those scenes are all finished. They fit in the movie. They're not something he had to go and redo. They were done. And then when it came out, that was added onto those discs. You could buy those longer versions. That will probably be the streaming model. Is most directors shoot hours and hours of footage, and then they just cut it down to whatever it ends up in theaters. Well, if the theater isn't the end-all be-all anymore, that changes filmmaking. There's going to be filmmakers who want to stick to theaters once they're all back to normal or whatever it ends up being. But there are going to be people who are like, no, fuck that. Why do I need it to be 2 hours? Why can't I make it 6 hours? Why can't I... the guy who did Annihilation made Devs, a miniseries that could never have worked as a movie, but works magnificently as a series. That's where that other side of it is like, well, yeah, there may be the DLC angle, but it may also let somebody who can't tell a story in 2 hours tell you the best 6 hour movie you've ever seen and breaks it into 6 parts. It could work that way. It's just hard to say.
Which one was Devs? Was that the one with Nick Offerman?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, with the spooky synthwave soundtrack.
Magnificent series. I mean, one of the best things I've seen in a long time.
It reminded me. Now, don't take this the wrong way, but I felt it was pleasantly boring. A lot of tones, a lot of moods, a lot of long...
it's very slow. It's very intentionally slow.
A lot of long shots of trees and forests. But I liked it. I felt like, I was there for that. And it reminded me of the AMC show Rubicon. Did you ever watch Rubicon? It was like 2006.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. Yes, absolutely.
With
I
James
completely
Badge
understand
Dale.
that. Sure.
Yeah, it was a real slow burn, and it didn't last very long. I think it only got like one season or half a season.
Yeah, it was a one season.
But yeah, I enjoyed that show, Devs. I'm glad TV shows can still come out like that. They don't all have to be lost clones.
Yeah, and that's what I mean about now that the media or the mediums are mixing, where movies and TV are blurring. There's experimentation that's going to work in that space. You're going to find shows like Devs that will work because a movie just isn't enough space and can't be told the way they want to. And now that TV has demonstrated and streaming has demonstrated that people will show up for it, there's going to be, and there has been, more money pouring into that. That's going to naturally get you crap too. So just like anything, there's shitty movies, there's going to be shitty TV. There always will be. There always has been. But now somebody doesn't have to worry about, do I make a movie of my story or to make a show of my story? Because I have to pick one or the other. It has its limitations. Now it's like, well, not really. If you pitch it right, if you know what you're doing, you can make whatever you want, and the avenue will present itself based on the story, not the other way around. Not where you have to trim your story to fit it into 2 hours, or you realize that, oh, I'm going to make a TV show. That means my budget is a fifth of what I need. So that's all going away. That's all kind of melted. The same way it's happened for music now, where you don't have to worry about a label. You don't have to worry about going to a record label to get your music released. You can just go to Bandcamp and post your album, and people will find it and buy it, and now you have fans, and nobody has to be between you and that. That's what's happening now for movies and television. It's going to take a while, but that's what's happening. And that's potentially excellent. You know, has its downsides too, but everything does. But wouldn't you want to see it go that way, where the audience can be found no matter where they are? That's the goal, always, or it should be.
Well, that makes me think of, like, what about when we get into space? And we've got colonies on asteroid belts, and we've got colonies on Mars and shit. And, you know, like, you gotta be good at broadcast marketing. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Yeah, man, the Martians are going to want different types of stuff than Earth people, man. The Venusians, they're into lots of comedy, but they want the old comedy. They want, you know, vaudeville. And that's just not working for us anymore. But you know what? Tastes change.
I was going to say,
you have to
you ever watch,
find the audience where they are.
You ever flip into Spanish TV land when you're flipping channels? And it's
sure.
And it's a comedy show? I think Spanish TV land in general, the landscape, they're about 50 years behind the rest of the world, because the comedy that comes out is grown men in like little kid wear, and they've got like terrible wigs, and they've got like the marker drawn on freckles. They might even have the hat with the spinny helicopter thing, and they'll be talking like this, and they'll be, oh my god, and they'll, oh my god, and they were talking like this, and I'm like, oh my god, like the comedy now, if you did that shit in America, someone would think you'd lost your mind. But because it's Spanish and because it's from South America, like it's still hilarious. The Jerry Lewis kind of comedy is still very pervasive in Spanish land. Well, it's incredible.
I'll tell you a counterpoint to that, where I don't know if they are necessarily behind or if that's just their comedy style. Because think of British humor that often fails here. British humor, which in some cases is far ahead of American humor, but it's too dry and boring and serious for American audiences. Okay.
Is that what
so
comes
next?
next?
Look at us and they're like, you know.
Is dry and boring what comes next for us?
Well, I don't know that it comes next for us, but I think that different places have different tastes, and that's fine. So, you know, it's like The Office, which I've watched the British Office and I liked it. I watched the American Office and I could not stand it. Now, that's one of the biggest hits that NBC's ever had. And, you know, to this day, people adore that show. And I'm sitting here going, how? Why? Have you watched the original? Do you understand why this is so inferior? But you know what? That's my random asshole opinion, and nobody got to listen to it. So enjoy whatever the hell you want. That's fine.
I've seen the original, and I do love the original. But I love the original. I love the American version too. It's a different flavor, but I don't know. It just kind of works. I think part of what makes The Office work, and this is what makes Parks and Rec work, is that Mike Schur and the other one, they made sure that all the characters in the show like each other and love each other somehow, even though they're like enemies or whatever it is. all the characters care for each other, and both of those shows are kind of endearing. And I feel like that's why people watch those shows over and over and over and over again. It's because
and my wife and I just restarted Parks and Rec again. We adore that show.
It's amazing.
And yet The Office doesn't work for us. Just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Now, can't tell you why, but it's like Napoleon Dynamite. My wife and I got 30 minutes in that movie and we were both like, what the fuck? Who's watching this? And we turned it right off. Now,
what do you think
that
about
probably
it?
makes
Do you like it now? Or
no, God, no. I still hate it. I tried to watch it again the other day and I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry. That's not a criticism of anybody else. Comedy is subjective. Like whatever you want. I'm not trying to knock on anybody's entertainment. Like what you like. But that's what I mean about it's the more avenues that people have to find what they like, the better. It really doesn't matter what it is you like. Find what you like. And the less barriers there are, and that's what I mean about the streaming thing with TV and movies, is that's a barrier that's going away. It's not going to be a studio saying you cannot make a 3-hour movie because people won't watch it. That person will go, all right, well then I'm going to go to Netflix or Amazon or whoever, and I'm going to make the movie there because I know this movie works in 3 hours. So that's what I'm doing. That's what we should want. So.
What about synthwave? What do you think about that? Do you think synthwavers should become more marketable and crossover? Do you think synthwave should remain pure and internety?
I don't know what remaining pure actually means. I think that term gets thrown around in a way that's not. It doesn't mean what people seem to think. Purity to me often means that people want you to do the same thing over and over and over forever. And that's not what purity is. Purity is that you're able to express whatever creative vision you have through the medium that you're using. That's the purity. In other words, you could copy somebody else and that's being impure. You know, if you just rip off somebody's sound because you know that it'll sell albums, that's the lack of purity. If you decide that, you know what, I made 5 synthwave albums, but you know what, I'm into folk music. I want to play a banjo. And you make 17 banjo albums and it's the best shit you ever did and you're happy. How is that less pure? So purity to me is one of those terms I don't really like because I don't know what the hell it's supposed to mean, except you should be making what makes you happy to create. And people, whatever, you know, so should they become more marketable? To me, that's the minute you start playing to an audience, you're taking a risk. Some people can do it, but if you're letting others drive your creative outlet, that's a dangerous thing to start doing because you better be real on top of what you're doing or you will start being driven by every single number. It's like when people get caught up in subscriber numbers and all the rest of it. It's like, okay, I'm not saying that stuff doesn't matter because if you have no listeners and no subscribers or no whatever, then something is not right. But it shouldn't be that if that number drives where you're going, because then you're not really making stuff for yourself anymore. And eventually you will burn out or you will just become repetitive. So I don't know if I would say that any artist should try to be more marketable. It just seems like it's a tough thing to do that and still maintain your creative integrity.
Do you want synthwave to be undiscovered, or do you want it to be more famous?
No. That's not the same thing. That's another thing that people mix up. They're like, oh, now everybody likes it, so I don't like it. Look, you know, rock and roll has been around for a long time, and a lot of people like it. Synthwave can become a giant, and really it has. I mean, it has entered the mainstream in a lot of ways. Certainly through shows like Stranger Things, through movies like Drive, all this stuff has elevated.
I was just about to pseudo debate you. Do you think that synthwave has become more pervasive, or that we're just seeing,
absolutely.
or do you think that it's just like a symptom of 80s and 90s nostalgia-based projects?
So I think it is a byproduct of the nostalgic waves. But that doesn't mean that suddenly when those waves end, the fans leave. If those people came for the reasons that they like the music and they enjoy what you're doing, they're going to stick around even if it's not popular anymore. There are still people who listen to disco. I don't know why, but they do. And that shit's been over for 50 years now.
We just heard disco at the beginning of this show.
Well, there you go, right? So that's what I'm saying is it doesn't matter what brings it into the public sphere. Something of quality remains even if that wave goes away. So the people who are making good music and the people who are producing good work, those people's fans will stick around, regardless of whether the nostalgic wave moves on to the 40s or whatever the hell would be the next thing, whatever, or the 2000s, I guess, whatever that would be. Aughts. That's not going to be the important thing.
Aughts.
The anchor is the quality of the work. If that anchor is strong enough, the fans stay. So I do think it's pervaded. Has it become as big as it can be? No, but I don't think that the ramp is over yet either. I don't think the potential is done with that. I think there is still room to grow, and that isn't ending because the nostalgic wave is over. I don't think so.
Well stated, well said. Joe, you've got a cool head on your shoulders. Now let's talk about your nickname, Jizzy Man X. I want to retire it. I think it's about time.
Okay.
The year is 21 BC.
Sure.
Someone on the show liked that I called you Zone Boy.
I'm fine with that.
Do you want to be Zone
That's
Man? Zone Man.
Zone Man, sure. That
That's
sounds
cool.
that sounds like a corporate character like Pepsi Man. Zone Man.
Zone Man. Oh yeah, collect the zone points.
Yep.
That
Collect
could be,
1,000 zone points
You know
and
what?
you get a zone hat.
That could be a cool avenue to take with marketing. Synthwave marketing is like points. Somehow. I don't know how, but
Retro points. Sure, retro points.
are there
Collect
points? Joe Ozone! I mean, Zone Man! Zone Man X.
Zone Man!
Zone Man X.
That sounds like a 90s anime. Zone Man
I
X
was
sounds
just
like
about to say Zone Man X is when, like, the man version of the fighting guy becomes the Zord version, and he grows up to become, like, the size of a building. Oh no, he's become Zone Man X!
Zone Man!
Zone Man X. We gotta come up with bad guys for you. Maybe we can do that in the future. I got a revived Time Slap. Would you like to be a guest on that show? It's a show where fans submit 80s and 90s style movie titles, and we come up with what the movie is based on the thing. There are a few
I'll give
shows
it a
that
shot.
kind of
If I
do
suck
this
at
now.
it, you just don't invite me back. That's all. If I'm terrible at it, you just say, you know what? We found other people. Thanks.
This was your audition, and satisfactory. You got an S.
Oh, good. Oh, that in a lot of games, that's the top end. So I'll take it.
Joe Ozone.
S rank.
What have you been listening to that I can play for the fans? Whether it's retro or new, I don't care. What is it?
What have I been? Actually, it's funny. You played that
music.
Caspro. The Caspro track that you listened to was actually really good. I was just listening to going back through his catalog, and then I've been listening to OGRE lately. His last like 2 or 3 albums, I just kind of on rotate. So you can pick anything from there.
Just anything by OGRE.
Actually, you know what? Because I don't know if you have everything, but
I have literally everything.
Actually, oh yeah, he was on Rise of the Synths too.
We're just looking shit up.
All right, you know what? Actually, no. Here, I got it. I'm gonna pick it. Ready?
194.
Play Dojo off of the Off the Grid album. There you go.
Dojo.
It's short, but it's good.
Off the Grid. All right, let's look that up.
It's black with those triangle, the pyramids with the lines on it. Also happens to have the theme song from my shows on it. So
I see that shit. You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! You tricked everyone into looking at your show. Fine, you know what? Go ahead and say where you can find the rest of your show.
Guerrilla Marketing 101, you sons of bitches. You can find it over at go to ozonenightmare.com and you can choose your own adventure. You have audio visual options. You can go to the podcast, or you can go look at my visual art. So basically, that's your landing page, and you can select your course from there.
Select your course from there. So you're just saying everyone go to ozonenightmare.com.
OzoneNightmare.com is now the landing page, and you'll see there's a podcast link and then there's an artwork link. And so you can go wherever you want. Whatever you're in the mood for, you pick it. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Play the last track off the Grid. That's the end theme from our show. It's a great theme. That's why I commissioned them to make it. So play that. Fuck it. Why not?
What is the track called?
Outro from the Ozone Nightmare. Very easy. Last one, number 16.
Outro from the Ozone. Wait, are you serious?
Man.
Is that what it's called?
Yes. That's what it's. I'm not kidding. It's the last one on Off the Grid, and it's called Outro from the Ozone Nightmare. Yeah, that's it.
Outro Ozone.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Nice 4-minute song. That way you can take a bathroom break, so you got time.
I don't take no bathroom breaks because I'm not human. I mean, Sorry, whoops, we're listening to We Are Not Robots Radio, We Are Humans Radio.
Regular human people.
The humans are dead. Okay, off the grid outro from the Ozone Nightmare. Joe, you popped by, you've overworn your welcome. Get the hell out of here.
I'm leaving.
Everyone, say goodbye to Zone Man and his alter ego, Zone Man X. Bye-bye, Zonioni boy. Zoni macaroni. All right,
Bye, everybody.
Mute. Bye. We don't want to hear that boy anymore. Zone Boy X is fun. That was a fun thing, fun time. I like talking to him. We chatted, we rapped, we waxed, and we zip zop zapped. That's an improv game. Let's play the outro from Ozone Nightmare here on Retro Party. Let's get back into the deep cuts, not the old cuts or the new cuts or the undercuts or the below cuts or the new cuts. That was OGRE, the outro to the Ozone Nightmare Podcast. Am I doing my best Andy Lass impression? What is that fucking thing? With the voice and the ladies and the wow. no. Let's get into some more stuff. That was kind of a cool, chilled out. We're riding on an adventure ship in space. An adventure ship. Speaking of adventure ships, I think this one will take you into a different galaxy. The one we're in right now, it just has the song playing. That's cool, right? Yeah, let's do it, guys. Oh, no. KODA is the artist. The track 2984. That's a long time from now. It's a long time from 21 BC, but we are covering all bases. History, near history, prehistory, robot history, human history. It's a real journey into the world of cyberpunk, a slow beat and a tricky interweaving of vintage and cutting-edge sounds. It's time to look to the world of the future. Have a nice listening experience. Reposts are welcome from 19 days ago, 2984. Yeah, son. Oh yeah, feeling it, yeah. Oh, now feeling it, wow. This how we do it, now we know how to get on down, down. Do it to me, daddy. Do it to me, mommy. Do it to me, everybody and everyone, and do your mommy and everybody and Dubalati and Zabawati and General Zod. General Zod. General Zod. 2984, the track, and it's so high quality. I'm gonna need to follow it with a really high quality other track. I'm not joking around. I thought I was going to play something silly like Tequila, copyright infringement, Turbo Night, and Ephmerix. That's EPHMERIX. Press play on tape. Don't play it on cassette. Press tape on cassette VHS. Return. Here it is. Hashtag Synthwave from 2 days ago. I like this track. I liked it earlier. It's very video gamey. It's cool as hell. Go check it out on their SoundCloud. It's Turbo Night and Ephmerix. Retro Party, dudes. But Toad, Super Mario. Okay, let's listen to the new music, dudes. Everybody we bump, that's how the song goes. Now it's over now. Turbo Night and Ephmerix. Press play on tape. You're listening to Retro Party. Wow, having a good old time here on the radio. Well, tell you what to do. Wow, now, hey there, boy, there, want to see you now. Come around that town, listen to that music show. Did I just become Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton at the same time? What the hell just happened? I like the way that sounded. And I got something from 10 years ago. Let's keep moving. We're at the end of our show, but I want to keep playing music because it's so fun for me to do for music. Night Shift. We Are Spec. Hashtag Sega Disco. I just wanted to play something old that I liked from a long time ago. We're having fun. We're having a good time. Let's kick it off into slam time. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's do Retro Party. Let's do it. I got distracted, and then I talked like a wee-o. was Night Shift by We Are Spec. You know, like spectacles, sunglasses, wallet, and watch. I think you know where I go with that, boy. Hashtag Sega Disco from We Are Spec from 10 years ago. But from not 10 years ago, probably from like 10 hours ago, maybe. This is Matt Kwid with the track Serenity Now. It's a slowing down and vibing jam sucker timing. It's making me feel real cool, just like Sonic the Hedgehog. Hashtag mental vacation. Let your mind unwind and feel the grind. Stop grinding your teeth, people. Open your mouth and let Matt Kwid enter Serenity now. That was Matt Kwid with Hey There Baby, How You Doing? That was Serenity Now. And my music track, I'm Matt Kwid. How you doing, baby? What's the deal? How you doing? I'm Matt Kwid, and I'm taking you for a ride into Sextroland. Sextro? Let's keep it chill. Hashtag chillwave. The Crow. That's the guy's name. The track, press any key to destroy. Hashtag chillwave from 3 days ago. Wave Traveler, that's his SoundCloud, but his name's The Crow. Very confusing. I'll put a link when I post this. Retro Pretro. Only on Retro Pretro. was the guy with the track that you like to hear. The Crow, bring anybody here with me. I'm going to take him out and destroy him. No, it's press any key to destroy. And speaking of destroying, that song destroyed our show because it was the last song and I've got to go. Yeah, that no. Now I've got to go and I wanna say hello, but opposite day. I mean goodbye, I mean to say thanks for listening to the show, but now I got to go and I know that you will come back next week, or you might support the show, just like the Patreonizers. They are supporters of the retro arts. They'll make the show go far, far, far. Artro. I'm Mike Mendoza, also jamming is Modern Night. You can go follow me everywhere, Modern Nightly, because that is nightly too. Retro Promenade is what this is presented by. All things retro. I'm trying to categorize them and make sure that everyone remembers things. It's all for posterity. It's all for longevity. It's all for the retro arts. I'm doing it to put smiles on faces and so people can learn from each other. I like some of those tracks. I want to learn from them. I want to learn from tracks like this. I want to make stuff like this. I got to get a saxophone. I got to learn how to play saxophone. That's a big deal. I have a lot of stuff to learn as well. I have a lot of things to learn. I'm a learning guy. I hope you learned. I hope you learned something today. Because I'm going to teach you something. Sorry for the aggression there. I don't like the aggression. No more aggressions. Microaggressions. Microaggressions sounds like a synthwave album title. What does it say about the artist who makes his album title? Or her? Microaggressions. I need to stop having freestyle associations of things in my head that I'm not saying on the microphone. Because it makes for dead air. But I like dead air. Zombie air. Like my zombie girlfriend. I killed my girlfriend and I did voodoo to make her come back. It's a real Weekend at Bernie's 2 situation. What am I talking about here? I gotta get out of here. We're listening to Michael Haggins with the track Daybreak. Michael Haggins. Daybreak. He's a cool guy and he's got some stuff that we should learn from. He can really play the guitar. If you want to make good music, make music like him. Make music like him. Okay? Yeah, alright. What's happening here? You're tuned into Radio Smooth 105. Cruel. I was trying to say like I was trying to say like 15 different words at the same time. And cruel came out. Thanks for listening. I'm going to be putting this online as soon as possible for all my fans in North Korea, Iran, and Syria. Last week, there's the copyright algorithm, the Botrick, Fitzwilliam and William-Witz Botrick. They flagged a song, Foreigner Hot-Blooded, and they blocked the entire video from all fans in North Korea, Iran, and Syria. And I thought, sorry, all my fans out there. But for any of you that are out there, I hope this smooth jam comes through to you. Am I pandering to North Korea or am I pandering to Iran? Listen, I'm going to wink at the camera. And they know who I'm talking about. Thank you for coming in. But you got to go. Get out of here. And I don't care where you go, but you can't stay here. Semisonic closing time. I'm not going to play it. That's not how this show goes. But I'm kind of happy because this song is just still going. Michael Haggins, take us out with your Daybreak track. I'll start it over for all the fans out there. No, I'm gonna play New Kids on the Block, Hangin' Tough. Let's play that. Cause I've been hanging tough, and I'm wearing the New Kids on the Block Hangin' Tough hat, which makes me oh so cool. Just the coolest. I'm trying to find the extended version for you because I know you guys like that stuff. Listen, it's the 12-inch remix or the 8-inch remix, the tougher remix. Oh, there's so many remixes to choose from. I'm gonna go with the Gregski extended club version. Oh snap! Just like Bill Bellamy on that episode of Showtime at the Apollo. Until next week, see ya!
It won't take long. We're gonna put you in a trance with a funky song. 'Cause you gotta be hanging tough, hanging tough, hanging tough, hanging tough. We're up. Everybody's always talking about who's on top. Don't cross our path, 'cause you're gonna get stopped. We ain't gonna give anybody any slack. And if you try to keep us down, we're gonna come right back. And you know when hanging tough, hanging tough, hanging tough. Up. Hanging tough, hanging tough, hanging tough. Are you tough enough? Hanging tough, hanging tough, hanging tough. everybody, cause we're gonna do our thing. Cause you know it ain't over till the fat lady sings.